See if I can system a little bit. I think that might do it. Go over here. I'll be there in a second, guys. I just had to get a couple things done. Ouch. Alright, so here we are. And basically, I had a great question. I've had this question a couple times now, and I finally decided I might try to make just a little bit of time to answer it. So I know this is where my area is going to be. I've been getting a lot of things done. I just started doing a horror movie hosting thing for fun. It's going to be on the Badass Pro Wrestling Network, thebadasspro.pivotshare.com. It's got a bunch of wrestling on there, and now we're going to start doing horror movie hosting on there, so that's going to be fun. But anyway, took a break from that, and thought would be a great idea is to actually show people what I do to do weathering for the masks. And they're asking what the one. I'm sorry that your name just slipped my mind, but asking what kind of paint do I use? And with all honesty, I don't have an exact paint that I use. I just look for colors that are pleasing, and I basically deal with yellows and browns when I do the weathering. For say, here's this stuff. It's Art, etc. Yellow. Yellow ochre. I'm having trouble. I got this as a birthday present at Ross. My wife got it for me, and a whole bunch of other paints too. So all the different paints that I use when I'm doing the weathering. This is a titanium white, and here's a lighter yellow. A couple more of the darker yellows. That's an orange yellow, but look how, see how close they are together. I'm basically, when I'm aging a mask, I am looking for basically like, almost the yellowing for it. It's almost like a nicotine stain. Looking for that as just a big washover, and then I will add browns and blacks and even some oranges and reds, just depending. And the best way of honestly doing it is to not just get, there and there and then like a black. I would suggest you just to get a whole mess of paints so that you can play with it as well and see where you're going, what you like and what not. Because if you're like me, sometimes even though I do have a Cricut, I still prefer to paint the chevrons on as well, because the chevrons will have damage too. I personally recycle paint. I go to places where they throw paint out. I'll use anything if it gets the look I want. Even there's times where my wife had thrown away like expired makeup, but I'm not killing anybody by putting on a canvas or prop or anything like that, so I'll do it there. So a good pointer is, for example, here we go. I made this mask, I want to say about 5 or so years ago. This was made with the EVM foam, and at the time they didn't have masks small enough. They actually do right now over there at Facebook, or not Facebook, Dollar Tree. I did a thing where I reviewed this, and eventually I'm going to do one up because how close it is. But I had to use, EVM foam to make this. And the other thing that I wanted to point out is what's important is the base coat of the mask is, for example, like I might use this for an example. Notice how this is white, okay? You want to make it an off-white, and actually, I think I don't have any right now. I don't believe I do, but when I do use it, I use, we actually have this right here. I use an almond. I either use almond or sand when I'm doing a base coat. Actually, I'll do a gray or a black primer base coat, sand it first, black or gray, and then after that I will do an almond or a sand as the base coat for it before I start doing any weathering, because the Jason masks are not just plain white. So that is one of the first things that I do, that's just the most important. But for just the sake of time, tonight when I do this, I'm going to do this example real quick, and I'm going to show you how I do it, some methods. I'm getting up because I'm going to grab, I thought I had my brushes over here. I do not. And got to get some gloves. I don't want to get paint all over myself. Okay. So I got different brushes and stuff, and a lot of times when I do the weathering, I don't use brand new brushes or just really nice brushes. I do like brushes that have been definitely used a lot before. And the main reason why I do that is because I'm more than likely going to be wrecking the holy bejeebers out of the brush. So, just this for a quick example. I'm going to do the yellowing first. So, I'm going to grab the yellow ochre, whatever it's called. And I'm going to use this basically by itself with nothing added to it yet. Put it off to the side. Now there's some places that will tell you to use a wet rag when doing it, to dab it on and wipe it down. There's some people that even say to make the mask a little damp before you start applying it. My method has just been basic, like here's a already pre-used brush, and it's just to hit it a bunch and then just do some light brushing over it, hit it in some spots, and then just go over it with your hand, wipe some off. And you can see how it's already gotten some of the yellowing to it. And a lot of times when sometimes I'll still have too much on. Let's see, wipe it off with a hand. And I didn't put that much on the mask to begin with. I didn't put much paint down here, but you don't really need much paint when you're doing these coats. The most important part is you're going to find out if you want a really good, really weathered mask. Everything, the distressing and whatnot, you're going to learn that you are going to layer. You are going to put paint on, you're going to take paint off, and then you're going to put more paint on right before you take it off again. And some areas I'm smearing around, some areas I will blotch and tap, because the mask has been through everything. But when I get a good yellow, and so, you know, so there's different methods, and I like it when people try out their own stuff. You don't always have to do it exactly to the way, like a lot of people, he gets tons of views. He's probably one of the #1 most popular Jason mask guys on YouTube, and it's Big Hush. Big ups to Big Hush. I mean, he's the one that's everybody's, you know, reaching for. I like some of his methods. I don't prefer to do them all because I like my methods. And I'm very, very adamant about, I love tons of damage, tons of weathering, almost at the point where you're like, was that mask even white to begin with, you know? I've made, matter of fact, right now there's only one mask that I've done that has not sold yet, because I really haven't tried to put it on sale, and that's, I did a live where I did my Slade Voorhees, and you'll see some of the weathering on it too. I used some reds and browns and blacks over the orange. So, there you go. Like I said, and here's one that I did years ago, back in 2011. This is my Splatterhouse Mask, and you'll see not very much yellowing to it. It's mostly a bright white. There's a lot of browns and blacks and some reds. I even used a theater blood and food coloring and whatnot to do the aging on this mask as well. So, like I said, aging is anything that makes, if you look at it and you go, man, this is what I did with weathering. When I first started weathering, I didn't like what I was doing. I did not like it at all. I didn't think I was doing a good job. But what I would do is I would take sandpaper or a wire brush, even like a small brush here, you know, start scratching some of it up. It puts little itty bitty lines in it, you know. Or I believe I have a stronger brush right here, you know. And you start clearing some spots off. But, I mean, it's just, that's what you want. You want scratches. You want distressing. You know, the black stuff that was already a part of the mask. You know, because Jason lives out in the woods. Not only does he run around in the woods and kill people, he gets attacked and stuff as well. I'd always love to see a scene where Jason gets, like, attacked by a bear or something. You know, and I've done all that. And half the time I don't even wipe it clean. I'll leave some of the dust on it. Put a couple more coats on. Just hit it again. You know, maybe there's some areas I want to go darker. So instead of just going full on brown, I'll use a little bit more of this guy. And then I got this brown almost cashed out. Matter of fact, I think it is cashed out. Yes, it is. Okay, I'll throw that away. Hey, look, another brown. So, just a little bit of brown added to that. Mix it with the brush. Some places you don't have to hit hard. Some places you can just bow, 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 bow. You know, and just lightly hit it. Doing some wipings. And you don't even have to use one of these brushes. If you want to grab, like in here I have one of these guys, you know. Have it on there, do a couple little spots. You know, you can do the weathering that way. I mean, this is, I don't know what it's like a broom bristle brush. It's very hard, very coarse brush. And I always like to go heavy around the eyes and the mouth, like the holes, the hole regions, you know. And I'm one of those people, when I make stuff, I do a lot of sound effects. See, I use the brush to smear it around too, smear it around with the hands. I've seen people use paper like wet paper towels. I've even seen some people, like, for example, if there's a bag, I'll tear a little bit off of that. Meyer's not a sponsor. You know, smear that around here, and then they, you know, that gives them kind of like a look that they were wanting. You know, and then did all of that. And let me guess, I'm going to grab this again. Because he gets dirt on it, and then he goes running through trees and stuff, and some of it comes back off. That's fine. You know, look. Do some scratches into it. Do some little shaves. And then guess what we do again? That's right. More layering. So I'm going to use some brown this time. Just plain brown. Nothing spectacular about it. I still already have some of the lighter color in the brush. I'll be mixing around with it. Now, sometimes when you're doing the darker stuff, you don't want to go all over the mask. You just want to hit some focus spots. Like I say, I like to go dark around the eyes and just basically the holes. I'm going to use this, actually. And see there. Go back over some of the areas that I've hit already. You know, so there's some more weathering there. Love the edge of the mask because, you know, the edge of the mask rubs all up against the skin and the scalp and all that, so all the sweat and dead skin just gets all over it. Alright, so there's that. There's a bunch of that right there now. Let's add a chevron. How about that? I'm going to take this stuff. It's called vermilion. And that brown, by the way, is burnt ombre. Burnt ombre is supposed to be also considered by a lot of people that do special effects, painting and whatnot, to be good paint to add if they are wanting to do like dried blood. They'll do burnt ombre, maybe a little bit of red mixed with that. I personally, I still like it as a browning, but dried blood for me, I would do like vermilion mixed with maybe not a full-on dark brown like burnt ombre. And see, this is what I like to do too. I don't always use brushes when I paint, especially when I'm wanting to do lines. I'm doing my lines with just whatever I happen to have, and sometimes it doesn't work and I'll grab something else. So this is definitely not working. That's silly. I need something that's going to be a flat. I have any brushes here that can do the trick. Here, let's see if this one will do it. So I'm just doing this for the line. How's everybody doing? I'm going to do just covering up this little chevron that they had. And even though I'm painting it on here and I'm being all slow and everything with it, I'm going to be mucking it up because that's what I do. And I'll do this guy right here. You'll also find out when you see me doing Jason Mask that I don't really stay to not movie quality, but it's not full on canon. Like you'll see some people do a nick or two. That's exactly where it was in part 4 episode. You know, they go really all out. I don't, because I'm a firm believer in just trying your own. That is not my niche, is to try to make it perfect, you know, prop quality. I'm going to paint this, somebody's going to see it and they're going to go, that's a Jason mask. And I'm going to go, yes it is. And then, you know, they're happy with it. I cater to the people that like custom stuff, and they can look at it and think, yes, it's a Jason mask, but it's my Jason mask. It's my own thing, you know. So big ups to the people out there that do it. I mean, that's great that they want to have that kind of quality. I can't. I guess I don't have the time or the patience for it. So that's my big thing. Is just I don't have the time for it. Now that I got the chevrons done, I'm going to add some brown to this. And now we got some dried bloodies going on, so that's going to be fun. Still using the same brush. Going over the black with the brown, covering that up as well. I normally will put all the other holes in it, but this one, you know, we're just having fun with it, so no real need. Put a little more red in here. Some dried up blood going on. While this is still wet, some brown here. And like I said, see how many layers I've already done doing all this? You know, just, you don't like an area that you did, you can put more layers on it. It's a beautiful thing. See, look, you know, it's like you thought the chevrons might be a little meh, so dirty it up. You know, then when it dries a little bit more, I might just add or scratch off a little bit and do it over. But it's fun. You know, I'm sorry I don't talk too much, and I don't see if anybody's commenting right now because my laptop's way over there, so I can't see if anybody's saying anything. I might take a break and go over there and answer any questions if anybody's asking anything. But all in all, I mean, I'm pretty happy right now with what I've done with it. The only thing honestly left, which I don't know if I remember to have any on hand, is I don't. Let's do this. See, I always improvise. I don't have any, or I do, but I don't know of any black paint right now. So this is from the Dollar Tree. It's like tulip paint, basically. And I want to do some areas, so... Oh, I really thought I had some in here. Alright, here we go. There's a little bit coming out. So, you know, I hit this area with some of the black. And you may think it's funny, but I do this with almost all my masks. I just grab stuff and start putting stuff out. And maybe I might accidentally put too much in an area, and then I just go over it again. You know, just putting it in different areas, different places, so that after I do that, I can take the Z-brush, or put it right here, and I just start hitting the areas with the black. Again, doing some hand stuff, hand brushing. I am very happy with what I've done tonight. And it didn't take me, honestly, that long. You know, you just have fun with it. That's the whole thing. You know, as long as you're having fun with what you're making, because I can do this, go out in public with it. And right now I'm doing some scratchings, and I could have 100 people look at it, not like it, and be like, "God, that mask looks stupid." Oh, fine, that's great. I didn't make it for you. I made it for myself and anybody else that may be interested in it. You know. And this is just a quick, I happen to have some paint on hand. I mean, yeah, a lot of times before I go into paint and whatnot, I'll get a drill or a heat gun, and I'll put the rest of the holes in there. But, you know, tonight I just wanted to show weathering techniques and whatnot. Like I said, if you had like a water ball or something like that, and you know, you may look at it and think, well, I want to do better in this area over here, so you know, you scratch some of it. You know, I took some of it off right there. You know, take some off right there. Put some damage in there. You know, I'm taking some stuff off. Might put some back over it, may not. But now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this outside and put a couple clear coats on it and call it done. Oh, wait a minute. No, I want to put some finger paint. There. This is pretty much done. Yeah. Perfect. There we go. So, hopefully, even though I just kind of like mindlessly blah 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 the whole time and just God knows how much I just talked. It is not on. Why is it not on? Oh. Hey, change that up. That's cool. But anywho, hopefully you guys enjoyed yourselves watching me do this and maybe learned a thing or two. Like I said, there was some stuff that I skipped off in the beginning just because I was wanting to show you different weathering techniques and whatnot. So that's it. And matter of fact, if anybody wants this, it's available. So I'm gonna clear coat it and have it up for grabs if anybody wants to take it off my hands. I'll do $8 shipping, and then just message me if you're interested, and we'll haggle out a deal or something. Or you know what? Don't even do that. Just look at my techniques, see if you can make yourself your own. So that's all for tonight. I am Splatterhouse, and you guys have yourselves a great night. Take it out of there.